What's working Wednesday? Good morning. I'll tell you what's working. The text script that we shared yesterday, because I got notifications while I was waiting for the live to actually launch, getting replies. So it's working. Ryan's frozen in time. Anyway, good morning. It's Wednesday. We like to talk about what's working on Wednesdays. Ryan has something that is maybe not working. He'll have more information after he has a follow-up with you're following up with Brett today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay. He's got a social post, which is I saw this morning. It's something that you could all R&D in so many different ways. It's a theme that we that Ryan has used frequently. And then I've got some ads that I wanted to share, some that didn't work, and then some that are crushing it right now, because I think we can all learn from those. Ryan, let's kick it off with the social post. Good morning, Mike, and good morning, Chris.
Yeah, very simple social post, just a property list of the day. I went a little niche here. Lots and land for sale in 55 plus communities. If you're in a market like mine, you're going to get stuff in mobile home parks that's very cheap. And I actually wonder if in my market, this would probably be a good Facebook ad to run.
So that was my takeaway from this post. Twofold was it was very niche. It's like combining two niches, 55 plus and lots and land. And my immediate reaction was twofold. Number one, that is, I would say, more specific to your market. In some markets, you may not find anything like that. But number two, there are all kinds of variations of that could work in your market. For example, I was running a campaign for quite a while. Recently, price reduced lots and land for sale. So not just Central PA lots and lands for sale, but recently price reduced lots and land for sale. You could do recently price reduced homes in 55 plus communities. Like there's any number of ways that you can, it's almost like putting a puzzle together, how you can create sub niches. And the more that you can make them relevant to your market, the better, right? If there's the ability to make it such that it fits your market demographic. But also if you're just in like a regular, I don't know, Chris Harris in sort of the, middle America, not exactly, but more middle America, you can still get creative with that, right? Like recently price reduced townhomes, recently price reduced homes with land, right? Like there's any number of ways that you can do that. And whether it's for a social post to have fresh content, or it's content that you can email out in your weekly email newsletter or as a standalone, or content or an offer that you use to generate more leads, all of that can work and can help you build a targeted audience.
Yeah. So, and then another interesting thing about this could be the only thing you do from a content perspective is just anytime you get a new listing, you just mail that out and talk about it. So you could just say, I'm going to sell lots and land in this area or this home, because you're not just going to attract people who want to buy lots and land. I think that's the important thing to remember. So,
well, in this scenario, you are likely to attract folks
downsizers
who might have a home that they're selling locally or outside of the area. So it may end up that you get a listing or a listing referral on those. And if you become the person that is the go-to agent for this niche, then you might also end up getting, let's call them pocket listings or opportunities that aren't on the open market. And if you build like a VIP list of people interested in this, you might be able to play transaction engineer, right? And put together transactions off market without ever having to do that. And when you do that, you can kind of circumvent the whole all of this nonsense about commission, right? Because you are demonstrating real value just in that act. The fact that you have access to opportunities that aren't on the open market, like you're demonstrating your level of expertise and that you are the go-to person for whatever that niche might be.
Say this was cash flowing single family home investment properties in Pinellas County. I mean, your buyer agency agreement could literally read, I'm going to find you a cash flowing, this specific thing. And that could be what people are paying your buyer commission for. So it's a really great point, Josh. Hey, I just got a text.
From me?
Yeah. More than Mickey Mouse, because that's who I opted in as. But there's our text from yesterday. It just came over. So
hopefully this demonstrates that we're not on the show here. It's not do as I say, not as I do, but it's do as we do. We use the scripts that we share. And so yesterday's script, if you missed the show, go back and check it out. Go to wakeup.realestate or go to our YouTube channel or go to the wakeup.realestate Facebook group. You can watch the replay. The script is in the members area under scripts and templates, and it is working like gangbusters. Mike must have just recently blasted because Ryan got that, and I'm getting notifications on my phone of people responding. Now, some are saying stop, but some are telling us when they're ready. And some of them, I know Mike has already set several appointments and we had a couple of apps come in yesterday. So that's one thing that's working is that particular script, the mortgage pre-approval script that Ryan had shared with us, I don't know, a little over a year ago. Ryan, why don't you share your the card? Now, we shared this on the show a little bit ago.
Yeah, just an update, probably about a week ago. Yeah.
Yep.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, because we weren't live last week. Yep.
498 cents or 489 cents, no scans yet. Wah, wah, wah. So this is what's not working now. I got to talk to Brett. I have a feeling we made this very much about calling or texting too. And it was a live event. So if somebody couldn't make it to that live event, they probably weren't going to RSVP, or if they just weren't interested in selling their house, because it says if you think you might want to sell your house. But in this case, I'm a little surprised the $10 Starbucks gift card was not enough. So just want to share.
We do know that they've all been delivered?
Yeah, they were delivered about a week ago.
Okay.
It's a little, it's not looking good for us to get scans on this. So I'll update once I talk to Brett. I'm hopeful that he got some engagement, because a lot of times it's easier to call or text, and these are people who probably know him from the market. So I'm hoping that's what happens. I'm also hoping people just call and be like, I don't understand. Can I get the gift card anyway if I can't make the event? I bet that's what's happening too. So, yeah, there's that. And then I'll share this, another what's not working so well, Josh, just while we're on bashing things that aren't working. This is the visitor view retargeting campaign that I'm running local, which basically means that a picture of the house that the person visited on the website is being sent. It says scan to continue your search. Now, I'm running this for somebody else, and it's working fine. I like this Coco person. They're distracting me a little.
Yeah. Troll,
and then,
troll in the comments. I'm actually surprised that it hasn't happened sooner. Anyway.
Yeah. So scan the QR code to continue your home search. Now, this is working fine for other people, and it has worked fine in our market where you get an occasional scan. You're not going to get a ton of scans. I think the mistake I made here, though, is I put 2 calls to action, Josh, right down here. So yeah, scan the QR code, and then I was looking at it again this morning. I was like, oh, I screwed that up. Scan the QR code on this side if you'd like to see an estimate of what your home might sell for. Basically, I made it too confusing. So just a little share there. And then I have one more what's working now, just kind of on the tech front, just a tip, but I'll let you go next with what you got.
Well, so one follow-up I have to the Brett postcard. I'm very curious to hear. So the encouraging thing about what we do is even if one person called him, it still was well worth the investment. So the jury is still out as to whether or not that was productive or not. But one thing we know is it's at a minimum, we've gotten market feedback, right? Whether the market feedback is good or bad, we've gotten feedback from the market, which is a kind of a nice transition to what I wanted to share, which is some campaigns we set up last week for Ed Kowalski,
Ed,
fellow EXPer.
Is he still doing like 1,000 BPOs a week?
I don't know if he's doing that many, but he still is doing them.
Okay.
He's in Maryland.
Yeah.
And he wanted some help launching ad campaigns to grow his database. And he wanted us to help collaboratively with that to follow up and follow through and convert those leads, which we are doing. And we had a great conversation back and forth. I actually shared with him Ryan's Renos video because, one of the things that was part of our conversation was what niche am I going to, what niche are we going to build these campaigns around? He had some recently sold properties and he had some different ideas. But as I asked him questions, the thing that sort of bubbled to the top, because he's a BPO REO agent, because he has recently sold some REO properties, because there are actually REO and foreclosure listings available in his market, we went with our tried and true foreclosures and REO
bank-owned foreclosures and bank-owned REOs. That was
foreclosures and bank. And you know what? We may have even messed up the language slightly.
Yeah. So we have written this ad. We have written this ad hundreds of times, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what happened. We let me do the results here. So our first crack, we tested 2 different ads and we generated 2 leads for $43. Not great. Okay. And this is what those looked like. Let me pull it up here. Bear with me. Tried to pull it up ahead of time, but it must have closed out. See all available foreclosures and bank-owned properties in the Baltimore area. Get a list of all foreclosures and bank-owned properties in Baltimore area sent directly to you. Baltimore area foreclosures and bank. We could probably just say Baltimore area foreclosure homes or something like that. Now we
got the price range.
Yes. So that we'll have to, as the one that the variations that we have that are working now, as they get stale, the next thing we'll test. So the first thing we tested when this didn't work was not the copy, but the image, right? So this is an image of row homes in Baltimore County or Baltimore City. And we had another one similar to that. Both of them did not perform well. Okay. Flat out. They didn't work well. But do we quit? No, we test. So this is, I'll show you both that ended up being more on the winning side of things. And this one is currently generating leads for $3.33 a lead.
It's acceptable.
What's that?
That's acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, we'll
I get 100,
anything 5 or under to me is, slam.
Because I get 100, I spend $334. Out of that 100, I've got some automated follow-ups set up. Even if I'm lazy on manual follow-ups, 1% is going to have a pulse.
Yep. We literally changed nothing about the copy. The only thing we changed was the media. And this example is just literally a scrolling video of the foreclosure results on his KV Core site. So this is the mobile version of the results, the foreclosure listings available, and it's just a scroll of those results. There's no audio, there's no text, there's no nothing. It's just scrolling. Like all of you can do that. Piece of cake. The other one that actually worked really well as well, but we paused one of them because we were testing both of them. But this is nice because then we'll have another one that we can kind of toggle back and forth. Is what we did for this one, which worked really well as well, which Ryan has shown. Ryan has used this concept in social posts and other things. It's just a screenshot of the map view of those same results. I mean, piece of cake. Nothing revolutionary here in any way, shape, or form. And you could do this. You could do this same thing with any number of niches, just like what we were talking about at the beginning when we were talking about social posts. I mean, you could literally. There are an endless number of possibilities when it comes to that.
I have a creative that you need to use for this to test.
I can't wait.
I'm going to take it back to the old school.
Here we go.
15 years ago, my now 19-year-old son was 4 years old, and here's him poking me laying dead in a foreclosure in Philly. And this particular house would probably work in Baltimore. So I'll get you the video file of this.
Absolutely.
It's just a tour.
I mean, the type of properties is very, very much the same, very similar.
Yeah, here's the punchline. I had hair, Josh.
That's how long ago we're talking. Ryan had hair.
Oh, it's not loading for me. I'll share the video.
It doesn't want to load because we're live probably, but very simple and easy tweaks. We know that offer works, and we know how to set up campaigns. So when the first two didn't work, we don't just throw our hands up in the air. There's a formula for what to test. And generally speaking, if you know you're using copy that has proven to work, copy as in the offer, the text with it, the quickest, easiest, most logical thing to test is the media associated with it, the image or the video associated with it, which is exactly what I did when I had launched a campaign a couple of weeks ago with the real style ad around new construction homes in central PA. Instead of changing the copy or anything, just a different piece of media. And oftentimes that will drastically change the results. Again, if you know you're starting with proven copy, and we have formulas for that proven copy. And in fact, because I'm bringing it up, Mike, you and I, we need to dig up. We have like a Facebook ad copy cheat sheet. We'll have to dig that up and put that with today's episode and get that in the members area. We have several different formulas that you can, there's 4 or 5 formulas that we have found that work over and over and over. One of them being to include the price ranges, like Ryan mentioned, priced from, 24,900 to 1.47 million, whatever the range may be of the results when you pull that up on the site. Oh, we got it to load now. Oh boy.
No, that's funny. When I shared the screen, it stopped wanting to load. So, oh well, I'll share the link to everybody.
Yeah, fun times. It's
a tip. Go to an old fixer-upper property, do a tour, have somebody pretending to be passed out or dead, and poke them and make them come alive. You got it's worth the price of admission today, guys. You can take that one to the bank.
That's a winning formula for sure. Anyway, what's working Wednesday? There you have it. The text script that we shared yesterday, Facebook and Instagram ads continue to work. Creating posts like what Ryan had shared today, which, by the way, I know we have in the free members area as well, a tutorial on how you can take a post like what Ryan shared and do what I call organic onslaught, which is sharing into groups to generate free leads and traffic that way. I wouldn't go doing that every single day, but if you do that once a week, you get some eyeballs on your website. If you've got your pixel and your tag installed, you're building your custom audiences that you can retarget to, and some percentage of them will opt in or may even request a showing or more information about a property. So there's no lack of opportunity out there. There's no lack of home buyers and sellers looking to transact. It's a matter of consistently taking the actions to create those conversation opportunities and and running from there. What was the tech tip that we were going to share tomorrow? It came up yesterday or the day before, and I already forgot. So we'll have to go back and look. I think we talked about it on Monday. I don't remember what it was.
I'll have to go watch the last 5 minutes of yesterday.
Oh, you know what it was? I know what it was. Or at least this was one of them. Showing how to create the custom area page.
Yes.
With the with a video at the top. So we'll definitely share that. There was one other tech tip that I wanted to share tomorrow as well. It'll come back to me. We'll have a couple of cool things to share, and then follow up Friday. On Friday, we'll do our my weekly email newsletter, which by the way, following up on yesterday's, so the text script is working like crazy. The email that I shared, it's been crickets. I haven't gotten any calls from it or anyone scheduling, but you never know till you try. And you might send the same thing in your market, and who knows, you may get inundated with people wanting a home buying or home selling strategy call. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch yesterday's replay.
Let's face it, we're in a broken market and things are slow, right? In general, just because of the match of buyers and sellers, because the market conditions is slow. But those times when you send something like that and you get crickets, it just means that when the market comes back, those people are going to remember who you are. So it's not,
you're planting a seed, right? It's like when you send something that the person does then call, that's not the only reason why, right? It's the evidence that you have been providing through consistent and proactive following up and following through. And it just so happened that their motivation and timing hit a tipping point, right? But it wasn't just because you sent that email or that text message that day. It's because they've been consistently seeing your name, seeing your face, etc.
So crickets are fine. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, listen, doesn't bother me one bit, right? Because the other reason is because that's one of many things we're doing this week to generate new conversations and opportunities. Like we're not all the eggs aren't in that one little email basket. Far from it. So today, our mastermind, I do have a smaller window than normal today. So it's going to be from 1 to probably 1:30. I'm going to have to wrap up. We'll keep it short and sweet. But if you want to join us for those are, we make those open. They're more interactive and engaging because we're on Zoom. And you can go to wakeup.realestate/MM. Thank you, Ryan, for popping that. That's scrolling across the bottom as well. Wakeup.realestate/MM. That's every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Come hang out. A little bit more interactive, and we can collaborate a little bit more easily.
What's up, brother?
I was informed this weekend that What's Up, Brother is over. It's old news, and I'm not funny.
That's the least surprising thing ever, that we as dads aren't funny. There's literally nothing I do that amuses anyone other than myself in my household.
So if you want to be cringy with your kids, take this audio file and make it your ringtone.
Brother?
All right. Thanks, everybody. Hope to see you at 1 Eastern. If not, we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for commenting, and take action. We'll see you then.
Later.